What's up, guys? Today we're taking a deep dive into the stick concept, why it's my favorite concept, and how you can implement it into your offense. Let's go. Welcome to the American Football Academy YouTube channel. My name is Justin Sottelaire. I'm currently the OC of the Munich Cowboys in GFL 1. Since 2014, I have been involved in the international football community, playing in 5 different countries. And during that time, the stick concept has been one of my favorite concepts. So let's get into it. All right, so let's get into the stick concept here. So here's what we got. All right, this is the stick concept. We're looking at this from a 3x2 right now. 3 receivers on this side, 2 receivers over here. And the stick concept essentially is going to be, you need something to be vertical, you need something here, that's really the stick route, and then you need something over in the flat. So this is the triangle that we're building out with this one. Now, there's a couple different ways you can get there. You don't have to have this guy run a 5-yard chop out. He could just immediately get there right away. You could also switch the responsibilities and have the number 3 run the flat, number 2 run the stick here. Okay, either way, you're going to have those 3 things that we talked about here. All right, and then backside. Okay, now I'm drawing this here from a 3x2. I really like this version because I like the position that it puts the defense in, being in an empty set here. Okay, and you're really going to be able to have a situation where the mic is going to have to pick one or the other if they're in a too high safety look. And you should be able to identify that and then just pick on him, okay? And then allowing this guy right here as a number 3 receiver, your stick route, allowing him to run an option route where he can either settle in space or break and run the out if there's space there. That'll solve a lot of problems, okay? So let's break down what we're doing. First of all, we're big on big protection, or we can half slide. Either way, it's a 5-man protection. I really like big on big in that scenario, but you can run however you'd like. Quick one step here, okay, 1 on rhythm, or you can do a 3-step, but it has to be a very quick 3-step drop for this, okay? That's usually a matter of preference with your quarterback. I don't like to give them exactly like, hey, I need you to do this exact footwork. I like them to use the tools in their toolbox. They can pick which one they want to do and change it up a little bit, okay? Looking at the read here, what's the progression? What's the quarterback looking at? All right, so first of all, we're going to have this AL. This is an alert, okay? This is an alert, this terminology here. So what we want here from this route here is he's going to rip through the outside shoulder, and he's getting vertical, okay? We're only going to throw this if we have, this is the alert. This is the, hey, we got the matchup. We want to take that matchup. So we want to fire that in there. So if we get some press, we get press man coverage with a corner. There's only one safety up here. And they're really giving us this whole shot here, and we can drop it in. Okay. They're giving us the whole side of the field. We can just drop that in. Then you can take that. And also it really depends on whether you like the matchup for this guy versus this guy. Who's better? Okay. Sometimes this low percentage ball can be high percentage if you have the right guy out there. If not, we're going to come off of that right away, and we're looking outside in, not inside out, outside in. Okay, but as a quarterback, you'll also get a pretty quick decision of if this is going to be open. So just because this is the first read here doesn't mean that you can't catch step, and I essentially realize that you can throw this right away and fire that one in there right at the end of your 3-step. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's really a feel for this play. But having this route here, I'm a huge fan of this going vertical and going. Now, if he gets pressed, what happens if he gets pressed and he's got an outside release and he can even flatten it out and round that route? Because if he gets jammed up in here, then there's no room. Okay, what happens if he's pressed? Most likely it's going to be a man coverage situation. So we want to get this guy out of here. Okay, however you really get there, you're going immediately. You're probably not going to get the ball unless you can get a nice release, press vertical, and then break and win the route. Okay, but if we drag this guy out here, we really have a nice opportunity to catch and throw this stick, and this essentially would turn into an out in man coverage. Okay. So that's really that. On the backside here, I just like this as a 1 to 2. Okay, notice it says 1B, 2B. We're looking 1 to 2 inside out on these slants. If you have any outside backer here, this actually would be a will. If you got a will in here, he runs this 1-step high angle slant here. If he sprints out immediately, we got that window. Boom, we can fire it in there. But if he ends up staying inside, then we can really fire this one right in here, right off that break. So he breaks, boom, ball's fired, and then he catches it right in here, okay? He's gonna win inside leverage of the corner, so he can't really jump that route. That's one of the benefits of the slant here, is that takes it away, okay? Now, here is a variation of this stick, okay? And this is probably one of my favorite variations that I run a ton. Okay, this variation here. Now we get the same thing, right? Think about that triangle, 1, 2, and 3. We still get that same triangle, but we're getting there in a different way. Okay, we're getting there in a different way. Another version is kind of, I mean, it's a snag concept, but it really gets to the same 3 spots that you're working for, okay? But right here, this variation is 3x1. You can do whatever you'd like on the backside. We have the stick, nothing changes for that. Okay, but then we just have, in this situation, the way we're looking at this is going to be, if the corner's playing off and we have it wide open, then we can just catch step and throw this. Okay, we know we're going to be able to win this. All right, the only time that would not apply is if we have an outside backer who's going to be outside number 2, or if the outside backer inside of number 2 or head up shoots out there immediately. Then we can't do it. But then we have to be able to take this slot fade or throw this out route here. Okay? The slot fade, this is an important one. We need to press vertical for a few yards first, hopefully 5 yards, and then we can break and run our slot fade. And you see this more and more at high levels of football, because normally if you run a fade, you know, one of the problems with this is keeping 5 yards to the sidelines, right? We want to keep 5 to the side. This type of route guarantees that you're going to have that space, okay? It makes it a lot easier for a quarterback to drop this one in. And notice this dotted line here, this conversion. Now that means that what happens if we get a corner who bails out of here, we get a cover 3 look, okay? And now we can, instead of running into that guy who's bailing, we just turn it into a seam, bend it more inside, and now we just have our cover 3 beater, okay, that we can fire that one right in there in that seam, okay? So that's probably one of the biggest ones. This is also the best version in man coverage that I've seen, that, you know, this route here will hold that corner if his eyes are on him, okay? If you get a press in this situation, you just go immediately. You just go immediately and look for that slot fade. And the quarterback has the option to throw it back shoulder. You can drop it off over the top, however you want to fit that in. If you're throwing this, it's got to be a 2-ball though. It's got to be on a line that we're firing it in there, okay? So that is the stick and the stick variation. All right, guys, so that is the video. I've got 2 things that I want you to do. First, go into the comments below and write down what your favorite quick game concept is. Every coach has their own thing, so let me know what yours is. Second, please like, subscribe to the channel, okay, and then also turn on the notification bell so you get all the notifications moving forward. You can get all the videos as they come out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.